there is time specified, right? So I'm talking about what we did in the past, last class. So I have not have done, we did, because there's specified time, right? We did exercises in the last class, right?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
what we are going to do today is move a few more exercises. All right. I am sure what the plan is for today. That is that we are going to do a few more exercises. So the tense that I've used is going to. I didn't say I will. I'm not making my mind. I'm sure this is my plan that I am going to do a few more exercises. Is this clear, students? Yeah. When we are, we have a plan that what we are going to do something in future, it is preferred to use going in future to for events that are going to occur in future. And when you are making your mind, then you use will. I will do a few more exercises. So I'm not too sure that I'm going to do it or not. But at the time of speaking, I made my mind. So I said I will do a few more exercises. Now, is it okay, students? See some. Are you following me? So anyone just um, make sentences and use these going to form and will. Any one of you? And with the past tense, to use a time phrase like I went to my friend's house yesterday. I watched a movie last night. So this is it, last night. Yesterday is a time phrase, and it tells you that this action happened in the past. And students, when you want to acquire proficiency in spoken English, all of you often tell me that you all are hesitant. आप लोग कई बार बोलते हैं आप लोगों के कॉन्सेप्ट्स बहुत अच्छे क्लियर हैं स्टूडेंट्स एज फार एज rules, grammar rules of English are concerned. Where there is a gap, it is in knowing and exercising. In everyday situation, students, what happens? आप लोग you face problems, you face hesitance, you are reluctant to speak in English language, and which is very natural, students. It is very, very natural because we live in India and we live in Kanpur, where where people usually uh, they mostly converse in Hindi or the dialect used here, right? We are not living in a place which is cosmopolitan. Had we all lived in Bombay or Delhi or Bangalore, there people from different places are there for jobs, for earning their livelihood. So there are people in Bombay from Kanpur, there are people in there are people from Bihar, there are people from Kerala, there are people from Goa, there are people from Kashmir, there are people from Rajasthan. So in Bombay, they need a common language to converse at workplaces. So the English becomes a linking language, right? And when these people go to these live in these places, when they are outside their workplaces, then also they need to communicate with the locals. And what is the common language that connects them becomes English. So you may notice that the people who live in Bombay are very fluent in Marathi, but they also have good command over English language because they have to interact the way that becomes natural for them. Because when there is a Tamilian in front of you, you cannot converse in Hindi or you cannot converse in Marathi. You need to speak in a in a language that both of you knows. Then only the communication will take place, right? Therefore, students, it is okay if we make mistakes. Somebody has said that we are learning. Who has said if you make mistake, it means you're learning. If you're not making mistakes, it means you're not learning. So one thing, if you want to acquire का मतलब समझते हैं आप लोग, proficiency gain करना चाहते हैं spoken English में, it is essential, students, that you make mistakes. And when you make mistakes at now, because of the corrective feedback I would try to give, you may, always improve, right? And you'll be more comfortable, and gradually you will not even realize when you will start speaking in English. All what you have to do is speak. And students, at the same time, आज मैं आप लोगों से एक और बात शेयर करती हूँ. मैं हमेशा आप लोगों को बोलती हूँ ना कि स्टूडेंट्स सुनिए, इंग्लिश में बहुत सारा सुनिए. तो इस अप्रोच को भी एक ऑडियो लिंगुअल अप्रोच कहते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. आप लोग सुन रहे हैं मेरी बात को? आर यू पीपल लिसनिंग टू मी?
Yes, ma'am.
यस, ऑल ऑफ यू?
Yes, ma'am.
गुड गुड. तो एक बात सुनिए. जब वर्ल्ड वॉर टू था, around 1940s, what happened, like, it was fought between countries having different languages. So what happened, when the troops had to get the information of another country, like फ्रेंच एलाई से या जर्मन के, उनको इंटरसेप्ट करना था उनकी इंफॉर्मेशन को, दे नीड टू लर्न दैट लैंग्वेज, राइट? सो व्हाट approach was used? A group of soldiers were taught that language. For example, they were taught French, they were taught German. So how was it done? It was done like they were made to repeat and repeat words and phrases so that they learn quickly. And students, having to observe, this type of training still exists in our classrooms. Children are made to repeat what the teacher says. You have read the A, B, B. The children are made to repeat. So this is how you have even to repeat. But what will you repeat? The other day we used this approach in the class, if you remember, students. I looked for a word on Google and I turned on that auditory pronunciation, right? And what I asked you to do, I asked you to speak the way the speaker was speaking, so that you speak correctly, so that you pronounce the word correctly. Are you getting my point, students? ये बात, please tell me, are you getting my point? So
Yes, ma'am.
this, yes. So what is required is, and if you want, the first and always, you have to listen a lot in English to improve your speaking in English. आपको पता है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स में लिसनिंग, स्पीकिंग, रीडिंग, राइटिंग, ये चार पिलर्स है कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स के. लिसनिंग जितना आप बढ़ाएंगे, you would get more comfortable in speaking. रीडिंग जितना आप बढ़ाएंगे, आप उतनी राइटिंग करेंगे बढ़िया. और लिसनिंग के लिए इट इज एसेंशियल कि आप सुने और फिर बोलें। और सबसे पहले अगर रीडिंग में जो लिखा है उसको एसिमिलेट करना है, उसको आपको ऑब्जॉर्व करना है, तो एक कमरे में बंद होके रीड अलाउड क्या करिए व्हाट इज रिटन 10 minutes every day. This will help you to just subconsciously, it will help you to assimilate subconsciously, not at conscious level. Conscious level you're reading, concentrating, but subconsciously you are internalizing what you are reading. So it is good to focus on all these aspects of communication skills and work on each area to improve your communication in English. Okay, now students, let's begin and move ahead. And mm, all what I can say right now is that I said I'll be doing, I'm going to do a few exercises that was to teach the use of going to and will in future context. But let me just, Priyanshu, please tell me again what we did exercises and what was the topic that we were doing. Yes, Priyanshu, can you please tell me? This is lecture 5. Okay, now I after seeing this, I let's move to this part of the topic. This is divided into this. We did now types of sentences, students. No, this we did, right? Now, students, as you see that sentences are classified the way. Oh, okay. Let me present first. Let me present the screen, please. Okay, here I begin. Sentences, we did a type of sentences on the basis of their purpose. We did declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory. Now, students, we will do the types of sentences on the basis of the structure, right? Now, these are the three type of sentences that I'm going to cover: simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. So, what is a simple sentence? We already know that a sentence, a meaningful sentence, has a subject, verb, and a predicate. Okay, and a group of words together which does not have a verb, right, is a phrase, and which has a subject and a verb is a clause, right? Now, what here we see that a simple sentence is a sentence that consists just one independent clause, right? So, what it means that it is going to okay. Now, students, it is going to have a subject and a verb. So let me just before tell you that let's see the okay, just any one of you tell me, in a corner, what it is. In a corner is a phrase or a clause. Tell me. Very before this, I need to explain what is a phrase and a clause. Phrase and a phrase and clause. Phrase and the clause. Then we will move to this types of sentences on the basis of structure. Okay. So now, students, look at this slide. I'm writing, and if there's any, can you people see? Please let me know. Just look at this sentence. 1. The sun rises in the east. Now, students, tell me, the sun rises in the east. What is the subject? Here. What is the
sun.
subject?
The sun.
So the subject is the sun. What is the verb?
Verb is rises.
Rises, right? And what is in the east?
The predicate.
Yes, predicate is rises in the east. Because what? It tells you what the sun did, right? So now rises in the east is the predicate. Now what is in the east?
Phrase.
Yes, it is a phrase because what? It is a group of words that does not convey the complete meaning, right? So in the east is the phrase. Is that okay? Now what is a clause? The sun rises in the east. The sun rises. What is, can this be the clause? Tell me, students, can this be a clause? Can this? Yes, of course. Why? Because it has a subject and a verb. So it in itself, it conveys a meaning. The sun rises. But when we say it is to convey something more, then we say in the east. All right. So now let's move to the simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. So, a simple sentence is a sentence that consists just one independent clause. He works hard in the office. So he works hard is a clause. It can stand alone and convey meaning, whereas in the phrase, it tells you how he works hard in the office. It is an independent sentence and it can stand on its alone. Such sentences are simple sentence. Now he is the subject, works is a verb, and how he works, it is telling you about the subject. He works hard where? In the office. So hard and in the office tells more about the subject. Okay, and if you see, just he works, right? And how he works? Hard. Where he works? In the office. All these additional complements are giving you information about the subject.
मैम के चली गई।
Uh, Students, are you there? Uh, Priyanshi, Priyanshu
Yes,
Srivastava,
yes, ma'am.
are you,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
are you people listening to what I am saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Now perfect.
Nee, was the class being conducted? Were you people? What was the last thing that I explained? Can you just tell me? I'm a bit confused. That did I lose my internet connection, or was the class going on? I'm not getting this clarity.
Ma'am, simple sentence.
Okay, so simple sentences, complex, compound. You people got what I said? Now, this exercise, please do this exercise. Yes, let's do. Yes, tell me, students.
Ma'am, you haven't discussed compound and complex sentences.
I did. Acha, that's what I'm asking. I think that there was some connectivity issues.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm asking. Okay, so let's begin again. Let's begin from the simple sentences. So what I told, that simple sentence that consists just one independent clause, right? So those are simple sentences. Compound sentences are those that have at least two. Compound sentence has at least two independent clauses. Like, see, elders like walking, but children love playing games. In this, elders is subject, like is verb, walking is what they prefer. It is an action. Uh, but children love playing games. So children love playing games. If you see separately, it uh, it is a sentence that can stand alone and convey its meaning completely. And when we are showing the contrast between, now we even this part of the sentence, if we remove elders like walking, it is conveying its meaning completely, right? If children elders like walking, we can put a full stop. Children, these are two different views, right? Contrasting views. Elders like walking, children love playing games. And when we combine these different views, we use a coordinate conjunction. What? Children love playing games. Okay, now I hope this is clear. The coordinate conjunctions that we use. I have written this acronym. The first letter of each conjunction, of each coordinate conjunction, that is fanboys, and each letter stands is for the following conjunction. F stands for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, yet, and so. Now let's look at the few examples here. I went to the market for, this was the effect. I went to the market as a result. Why? What was the cause? My mother wanted sugar. In this situation, we use for, where the effect, where the reason is precedes the cause. In that sentence, use for. And in the sentences where cause is written and then and the second sentence is the effect, we join such sentences with another coordinate conjunction, that is so. A stands when you are adding. I want to go to Missouri and I will also take my family along. So you're adding to the ideas. I went to the market and my mother went along. Okay, or and my mother went for a walk. So you're telling that I and my mother went I went to the market and my mother went for a walk. So you're telling that, adding about the activities of you and your mother. Ram doesn't like to eat sugar, nor do I like. Here you are telling it's a negative sentence. For negative sentence, you use neither and nor. And how you use that, Ram, he doesn't like to eat sugar, nor do I. Here, nor would be followed by auxiliary or a verb, then the subject. B stands for but, a contrasting view. What this, he is uneducated, but he is wise. You can pursue higher studies or you can take over family business. The two options are either you can do family business or um, higher studies. She faces, now this is, she is, despite facing lot of problems, despite facing a lot of problems, yet she is always smiling. My mother wants sugar. See, this, what I was telling you in the first sentence, this is the cause. She wants sugar, so I'm going to the store. Okay, now complex sentences, there will be one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. When you receive the call, you should start preparing for the interview. So when you receive is a subordinate clause. Why? To convey, to make sense, it should be supported by the main clause. If I remove here, does it convey any sense? No. It should be supported by the subordinate clause. Though there is you and there is receive, subject, verb, and predicate, still it doesn't convey complete meaning. It has to be dependent on the, when you receive the call, then what? It has a subject, it has a verb, it has the object, it has subject and predicate, it is a clause, but it doesn't convey the complete meaning unless it is supported by the main clause. So when you receive the clause, a call is a subordinate clause, and you should start preparing for the interview is the main clause. The similar type of sentence. Although he was tired, you have a subject in this sentence. It is a verb, and then how he was, it describes. So it is a complete, it is a clause. But although he was tired, does it convey full meaning? No. Although he was tired, so what? What he did, what he wanted, what he didn't. What was that he was, what he did. So when it is, he uploaded all the files before leaving the office. So you get, it makes complete sense then. Now, students, this is the exercise which I want that do it today to form meaningful sentences. The first three sentences I'm going to do together with you, and 4, 5, 6 also we will do with little help, and 7, 8, 9 you all will do completely on your own. So now, was bombed, the war, the castle heavily during. What is the subject? What is the subject? students, should I post this on the chat box? It will become very easy for you all. Yes. Come on, students, quickly answer. What is was bombed the war? It's a very easy sentence. What is the subject? Yes, students. Okay, students, please tell me. What is the subject? The subject is was bombed, the war, the castle heavily. So what will be bombed? What was bombed during the war? What was bombed heavily during the war?
The castle was
The castle. It is the castle. So what is the subject?
the castle.
It is pronounced as castle. The T is silent. We'll just look at its pronunciation.
Castle.
Castle. We'll just,
It's a castle.
no, not castle. It is
Ma'am,
castle.
castle.
No, castle. We'll just look at its meaning and the pronunciation. Pronounce.
Ma'am, it's
Now,
castle.
students, let me tell you one thing. Letters P, T, and K. Let me write in the chat box. Letters P, T, and K. In English, carry aspiration. Now what you will say, what is this, ma'am? Thing is this, students, अभी आप जब इसका pronunciation सुन रहे हैं, तो आप सुन रहे हैं वो कैसे कह रही है, ध्यान से सुनिए मैं क्या कहना चाह रही हूँ. खास, यहाँ पे देखिए लेटर के है, यहाँ पे स्ट्रेस है. तो के पे वो जोर ज्यादा है, कासल। मैं जैसे बोल रही हूँ तो कासल। आपने ये सुना होगा कि मैम में ह नहीं आ रहा है। इंग्लिश में जो लेटर्स का प्रोनाउंसिएशन पी टी के होता है उसमें वो castle, castle, हल्का सा ह ह ह का एस्पिरेशन आता है, इसलिए इसके और मेरे प्रोनाउंसिएशन में डिफरेंस है।
Yes, ma'am.
castle। इसी तरह जब अगर आप देखेंगे park, इसमें there is aspiration. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so now let's move to the what we were doing. So इसको हम लोग करते हैं यहीं पे स्टूडेंट्स, आंसर करके करते हैं इसको। द कासल, ये आपका सब्जेक्ट हो गया, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
द कासल। अब बताओ वर्ब क्या है? was bombed। कैसे बॉम्ब हुआ? heavily
During the war,
during the,
war.
ठीक है, the castle was bombed heavily, adverb है, during the war। नेक्स्ट ये बताओ स्क्रैप्स का मतलब क्या होता है? बचा हुआ, ठीक है?
Ma'am, garbage type.
हाँ, ठीक है। नाउ वी ऑल द स्क्रैप्स दैट टू थ्रो अवे गेव, गीज क्या होता है? बर्ड। वर रेडी, क्या लिखेंगे बताइए? व्हाट इज द सब्जेक्ट? वी, ठीक है? फिर क्या
Ma'am,
होगा?
geese is the subject.
हम्म,
Geese is the subject.
वी विल बी द सब्जेक्ट ना। वर्ब क्या है?
Ma'am,
हाँ,
we were ready.
अच्छा बताओ, वी वर रेडी। आफ्टर दैट बताइए बताइए, वी वर रेडी। फिर क्या होगा नेक्स्ट? टू थ्रो अवे, we were ready to throw away all the scraps to the geese, यही होगा फिर, हाँ? But we have
Yes,
not used that and we have not used gave,
yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
अब इसमें that भी है, right? So that there are two verbs if you see, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
what we will do, we gave। अब बताओ यहाँ पे ये आएगा, we gave Hmm. और क्या होगा? Let's try. We gave what? We gave all the scraps that we that were ready to throw away to the geese. We gave all the scraps that were ready. What were ready? The scraps were ready to throw away to the geese. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next. Next batao. This one I am going to guide. After this, 4 and 5 you all will do independently. Find the verb. Oh, subject.
Ma'am, I had been.
I, very good. Then,
I had been.
I had been. क्यों? I, चलो लिखो. I had been
Reading.
reading तो है ही नहीं. Read है.
Read.
ये हो सकता है. I had been reading. I
Yes,
had
ma'am.
been. हो सकता है ये. ये structure correct है. I had been reading. ये हो ही नहीं सकता because I had been read. कोशिश करिए. Hello ma'am. Hello ma'am. Good ma'am. How are you doing? Yes, ma'am. Actually, Richa ma'am messaged to me that now I have to tell you from. I should tell you from the beginning, ma'am. Thing is this. Okay, yes, students. Let's get back to the exercise quickly. Yes. Now see, now that construction, that structure is incorrect. We use had been reading or had been read. It can be had read. That is past perfect. Had been reading is past perfect continuous. Right,
Yes.
students?
Yes, ma'am.
So had read. I had read. That is not given here. So what should be the next after I? You see there is that here. So first form one clause. Main clause. Come on, start students. I,
read
very good. I read. After that,
in the paper
perfect.
that
In the paper. Where did you read? Students,
in
now
the
this
paper
is, yes, it is. I want to explain here something that if you don't write what you read, where you read, you are telling where you read. It should be written close to that word. You are telling, describing where you read. I read in the paper. Now, what it should be here? Next.
I read in the paper that
Yes,
the
that,
burglar had been caught.
that the burglar.
Had been caught.
इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? It makes sense that you read in the paper that the burglar had been
Had been caught.
So this action has preceded the burglar had been caught earlier, right? And you read it in the paper, right? So this is perfect. This is a sentence. I read in the paper that the burglar had been caught. Before you read in the paper, the burglar was caught, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, students, I would like that these remaining sentences you all do on your own and we will discuss. And I'm going to post three more exercises along with answers for your practice, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
do the as much as practice that is going to help you. The exercises will be posted on the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, class. Please upload your
Thank you.
attendance in my WhatsApp group. We will continue this exercise in the next class.